What's going on, everybody? Happy July. Now, I haven't done an aviation video in a little while. Life is kind of crazy. However, I came across this particular series of events with a particular airplane, and it kind of hit close to home because, well, I've flown this airplane a bunch. This is a school plane. It's a Cessna 152. But what you're about to see, and some of you probably have already seen this because this video is definitely making its rounds across the world. It happened in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, for one. Number two is the outcome. If somebody says your guardian angel is in your passenger seat with you, well, this is the defining moment of that statement. And number three, I don't think you could get any more code brown than what you're about to see with this series of events with the Cessna 152. Now, we'll go into some details about this particular plane. This is a school plane. It's a Cessna 152 with an astonishing 110 horsepower. And I've flown this plane plenty of times in Colorado at its home airport, which is KBJC, or known as Rocky Mountain Airport. Fantastic airport. The plane is fantastic. I actually truly enjoy flying Cessna 152 aircraft. However, there are limitations with the 152, as most of you know. They are an energy management plane, and what I mean by that is that they have hardly any horsepower to work with to begin with, and then you throw in aspects such as density, altitude, temperature, performance. All these characteristics play a role in how this plane was going to perform with an already somewhat lethargic plane to begin with. They're fantastic at sea level, and honestly, they're not that bad at altitude where we are at, which is nearly a mile high or greater. Well, this video that you're about to see, this gentleman, who I don't have a clue is, and we don't need to shed that light on who it is. That's not what the point of this video is. I'm not here to shame anybody or any of that, because frankly, he pulled it off and he made it happen. Would I recommend even attempting what this individual did? He or she, I shouldn't claim a gender. No. This is crazy. Not that this is also impossible to do with this airplane. There are plenty of people that take low horsepower airplanes and they will cross mountain ranges with them. I'm not saying that that is impossible, but proper instruction with mountain flying is probably the most crucial thing that I could stress with anybody. And look, we all make mistakes. It's a process of being a pilot and learning and growing from these mistakes. And once again, I've been there. I make mistakes all the time. As a pilot, nobody is perfect, and if they say they are, they're lying to you. So I make mistakes every day. The goal is to learn from them. This event, though he survived, nobody was hurt, is within, when I say the safety margins get smaller and smaller and smaller, you will see that the safety margins of this particular aircraft, and somebody miraculously had filmed this incident unfolding. Well, check this out. Here's the video right here.
There's a plane. Oh my God. It's like right there.
So these are the photos. Somebody was hiking this pass, and we have the flight route of this aircraft doing what it's doing in the flight path. But he was left KBJC, flew west, went over the Continental Divide. Now, the factors that play a detrimental role in this aircraft succeeding at this mission and this profile that this person's flying in are more than apparent that it was going to be a very difficult task. 110 horsepower, 152. Marginal performance, if any. It's July day, so it's going to be hot. It's at high altitude, Rocky Mountain, and he was nothing but in a climb to get over this pass, as you see his flight profile in this photo right here. But just watch this video. See what I mean by...
Oh my God. It's like right there.
Code Brown. So obviously you see this plane almost going into a dive, and then he's somehow recovering, which he did the proper steps of recovering it. I will give him kudos to that. The amount of room that he had for recovery before he became a target into the mountainside. Well, we're talking, from what the video looks, obviously it's in a far distance. You're looking at like 3 feet, if that. It's nuts. And how he pulled that off, I have no idea. My guess is, and this is what I'm guessing, once again, I'm not an expert in this type of field. I wasn't there. This is all just a rough guess, and I could be completely wrong. My guess is he was trying to fly over the mountain pass, which, if you look at this map, is over 13,000 feet plus. Ceiling of his 152 is stated at 12. Not that they won't go higher. They will go higher. But if Cessna says, hey, 12, you're pushing it with this plane as a ceiling, you mix hot day, rocky, mountainous terrain with prevailing winds on each side that could be questionable, sink, rotor, all this variables that this plane was up against one heck of a battle, and this pilot was up with one heck of a battle to keep this aircraft just generally airborne, let alone to get altitude. My guess is, this is my guess, is that he flew this profile west, tried to gain altitude, hit some sink, potentially stalled the plane out, and it went into the dive, as you see, and then aimed for the ground, was able to recover, and barely pulled off the recovery and exited. But of anything that blows my mind after seeing all this unfold is, check this out. This is his flight profile, and you can see that little area where that incident actually happened, which is right there. He doesn't return back to KBJC where the plane originated from with soiled pants. This guy continues the flight west, somehow chooses another route, continues west to his destination. So if that doesn't say commitment, I guess, or stupidity, I don't know what it is. I wasn't there. I'm not here to judge, but when I saw the flight path of where it went, that was impressive. So I guess if anybody, or learning lesson from an outside perspective is density altitude is a killer. Low horsepower airplanes, that's where I think you see a lot of incidents happen, is a plane will not perform anywhere what you'd expect with just a minor amount of density altitude. But this guy was dealing with, my guess, temperature up there, let's say 45 degrees, and you're dealing with 13,000, ground terrain avoidance of maybe, let's say, 13,000 feet. With the temperature, what he was dealing with, we're looking at 15,000 plus on a 110 horsepower Cessna 152. That was a he was working with quite an uphill battle with that plane. So I just figured I'd do this video because some of you might have not seen this. We have, with technology, it's amazing because you can essentially, it's a curse and a blessing. I guess this is a blessing for the outside viewers, where you can see this profile of where he was, what altitude he was at, the video of the actual event happening of nearly splatting into the side of the mountain, but he saved it. And then continuing on with his flight, this is all available to the public eye on the internet. So curse for him, probably, the pilot, or her, I don't know who it was flying, curse for the pilot flying it, but pretty amazing. The fact that he survived, and the plane is still safe from what I'm guessing, that says something. But at the end of the day, make smart decisions. We've all been there. I don't always make smart decisions. Most people probably make smarter decisions than I do. But safety and trying to get back home in one piece is, that's the most important thing. And once again, density altitude is a big killer. I guess I can't stress that enough. If it's hot out, take into account how much runway you're going to use. Can you get up to the altitude that you actually need to be at with how hot it is? Just a lot of factors to consider, and at the end of the day, safety is what matters, and hopefully we don't see more of these crazy events unfold with aviation, which we probably will. So hope you all have a great July, and look for the next aviation video we have coming out. It's going to be a good one. It involves float plane, or seaplane, I should say. Seaplane. You're going to like it. Take care.